Hey, and welcome to Autism in Perspective. I'm James Stephen. So today I'm going to talk about doctor's appointments and going to the grocery store and dentist, etc. So in order to do this, you're going to have to become an architect. Now, bear with me. I already know I've asked you to become an ambassador for your child, which, oh my God, you come out of the box that way. I've asked you to become an interpreter so they can hear, understand the world around them, and you can help them understand, other people can understand them. Not to mention all the other jobs you do, cook, chef, everything. But if you just bear with me and listen to this this Architectspiel, you'll understand. So what you need to do is you need to become an architect. So an architect doesn't just build a building, throw it up, and hope that it works. An architect looks at what's the weather like there. Do they have hurricanes? Are there earthquakes? Is there a lot of sun? Do they need more lighting? An architect designs the building based upon the need of the building itself. Like if there's an earthquake, they put special shock absorbers inside the building so it won't crack apart, etc. So this is what you're going to do. So what you need to do is you need to look at your child. What does your child need to be successful? Is it sounds problems? Is it lighting? Is it lots of people being around? Is it certain people? Is it smells? What is it? And you're going to write these things down. What are the barriers to getting your child to the dentist, let's say? And then, on the other side of it, you're going to see what are your child's motivators. Are they motivated by an iPad? Are they motivated by a high five? Are they motivated by going to McDonald's? Whatever it is, this is a big, big thing for them and you got to do it. They have to see a doctor. They have to see a dentist. It's not something you can avoid. So, you're going to give them whatever they want to see them through it. So, now you have the basis of your plan. So now, you're going to reach out to your support group. Now, if you don't have a support group, you need one. I have met quite a few mums and dads who have children with autism, adults with autism, and their support groups are massive and wonderful, and it's a joy to even watch what goes on between them. They help each other out. They tell each other about people. They say, oh, at this school they do this. They say at this barber does this. So you're going to do that. You're going to go to them and you're going to say, okay, my child needs a dentist. Who is the most adaptable dentist? Who is the dentist that's going to listen to what I need and is going to help me out? Who's going to allow my child to experience the way he needs to experience it to make it successful? And they'll tell you. And say you don't know. So in my experience, I didn't know. I don't have a great big support group. I get paid to do what I do. So what I did is I went and I started phoning around. Now I have an adult who has autism, and I was supposed to take him to the dentist, and his dentist was no longer. So we had to find a brand new dentist for a gentleman that really was successful at that dentist because that dentist changed for him. So what I ended up doing is I phoned around and I explained to each receptionist what my needs were. We needed to be able to walk in the door, sit down, open his mouth, and then leave. We needed to have one person go in beforehand and make sure the room was safe. And I finally found a dentist. In fact, it ended up being my dentist, which was wonderful. They're amazing. I love them. So what we ended up doing on that day, there were 3 of us with this guy. 2 of us stayed in the car. 1 of us went into the building, did all the pre-op work, signed everything we needed to sign, and then once our appointment was ready, they said he can come right in. That person went into the office and moved the dishes that needed to be moved and said, hey, do we need this here because it's not safe for my client? Do we need this because he's going to want to play with this? I made it safe space so he could be successful. Then he called me, the staff, and said, we're good to go. And then, so I went through the social story with Jay one more time, and I've talked about social stories. If you're not sure what that is, you can go back to my other TikTok videos and check them out. And he understood. I got our first then Again, if you don't know what a first then is, you can go back to some of my videos and I do explain it. So his first then was, we're going to do the dentist, he's going to open his mouth, and then he's going to go to McDonald's because he loves McDonald's. So that's what we did. So in we go right into the thing. He sits down. He's a little nervous, and so I show him first dentist. Then we're going to go to McDonald's, and he signed McDonald's. I'm like, yep, buddy, we're going to go to McDonald's. So that's what we did. And then he opened his mouth. He was super successful. As soon as we were done, he opened his mouth, he got his teeth counted, and then we left. And then we went back to the car. The two of us with him left right away, went to McDonald's, while the other person, the third person, settled up, did whatever, found out about follow-up appointments and everything like that. Thanked them for their grace and wonderfulness of being in. So what I'm suggesting is you find your support group. You know, other parents have to take their kids to the dentist too. Other parents need support. So you can do this too. You can do exactly what I just said. You can have another mother and father join you in this experience and go ahead and make sure it's successful. The other thing that I told the secretary and dentist, I said, we may, at the appointment time, tell you we can't come, because that's a thing. Are you okay with that? And some of the dentists I talked to said, no, if you say no, you got to give us 24 hours notice. I said, well, then we can't be with you. We need someone who's going to be adaptable to us, because I don't know if he may decide he doesn't want to go, and then I can't do anything. He may decide once we walk in there, we have to turn around and go back, and I can't do anything. That sometimes happens, and I need to do that. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know. So, what you're going to do is you're going to build an architect of a plan. Before that trip, before me and the two guys took this adult to the dentist, we built a building plan. We set down all of the structures that we needed to make the trip successful. The three of us sat down and said, these are his strengths. These are his weaknesses. This is what we need for it to be successful. And we went step by step by step by step. Everyone had a job. Everyone knew what their job was to do. We were the architects. We made a building plan. So I want you, when you are going to go do whatever it is, sit down first. Take the time. Make a building plan. Be the architect for your child. And I'm telling you right now, it seems like a big thing, and you're going to say, oh my God, I barely have time for anything else. But once you start building these building plans, they can transverse from thing to thing to thing. And once they're successful, that time that you spend trying to convince your child to put on their shoes, to get their socks on, to walk out the door, to put on their seatbelt, becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. Because the plan that you designed, that building plan, has made them feel safe, made them feel heard, and made them feel successful. Anyway, I hope this helps. I'm James Stephen from Autism Perspective. Have a wonderful day.